Hey, we're going to be talking about Festival of the Arts here. So, how's everybody going?
Hello.
A little bit opposite there, but that's all good.
Cards, you're ready.
Ready to go. Loaded, ready.
How are you guys?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We done our teaser at the start of this, so that's okay.
Yeah, I went to push the button and it's a new button. It's like starts the intro automatically. So whoops.
Oh.
It's all good. You know what? We'll do the teaser now.
There you go.
Festival of the Arts right now.
Yes. Happening now. Powered by.
Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta push that button. It's right here.
Hey, there you go. We'll get it figured out.
Putting a little list of control things.
I love it.
All right, podcast number 2 of the year.
Yeah.
Festival of the Arts. Let's
Can I just say I'm sure it's colder where y'all are, but it was -3 degrees here today, and I'm like, I'm ready for a Festival of the Arts trip.
Yeah,
sure.
It's funny you say that because I was actually just going to go into it. These podcasts will help people think warmer thoughts because I know the whole country was. It's funny it was -8 yesterday here, not today. I think the coldest it got this morning here was -1. You're up in what, Rogers City area?
Yeah, we've had some pretty hefty negative wind
lake effect, right?
Yeah, it's been pretty chilly. Yeah, but tomorrow's supposed to turn the corner a little bit. It's going to be like 12. Yay.
Yeah, and it's funny because we got really good friends who took off in a couple of days after Christmas, before New Year's, to head to Florida, and they've had nothing but cold weather since they've been there. She sent us some pictures last night of over a foot of snow in the Panhandle.
I just saw pictures of Destin. It's so yeah.
They have more snow in Florida than I do here in Freeland, Michigan.
Right.
That's crazy.
There's something going on, man. At this point, it's kind of hard to argue.
But you know what? 35 degrees it is in Orlando right now would probably feel like a heat wave.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it was supposed to get up to 55 or 60 in parts of Florida today. So that would seem like 90 degrees for me right now. It's just been brutal. Brutal.
It's nasty.
I'm so over this and I'm ready to talk anything warm. So Festival of the Arts. I think they might still be a little bit chilly there, but I'm sure they're having a lot more fun than I am. I got to go outside and throw some salt down. We got a few wet spots that turned into ice. So not looking forward to it.
Well, here, not only to get you warm, but to get your stomach growling.
There
you go.
I mean, as always, any festival is always about the food, right?
Yep.
Right.
And I feel like they have some of the best at Festival of the Arts. So
yeah, it's not only food, they create like art out of the food, which is pretty awesome,
and actual art.
Yep, I love it. That's chalk. That is chalk. It's so amazing. Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, Festival of the Arts is pretty awesome. I mean, I actually have a couple pieces hanging here in my wall from previous years.
It's so much fun to go see what they have to offer there. It's not just all Disney themed either. They have a whole lot of art that's just amazing and really great prices.
Yeah, and a lot of them are local artists too. There's a lot of local artists as well as established artists. But yeah, I'm looking on my wall here. I got 2 pieces that I bought over the years there that just I love to look at all the time. But Festival of the Arts, I mean, it's another festival, one of the several that they have at Epcot, but it's probably one of the shortest ones. I would say it's probably comparatively to Festival of the Holidays. It's just a shorter
month.
Festival.
Yeah, I think it's done February 24th.
Yep.
Yeah, early.
It's pretty quick. Yeah.
February 24th, and they just turn around 5 or 6 days later, and they go right into Flower and Garden, which we can talk about here as we get closer to that one. But right now, what's relevant is Festival of the Arts.
And I go back and forth on if Festival of the Arts or Flower and Garden are my favorite because I think it's still Flower and Garden, but I'm very much like an art person. Yeah. And so, like you said, it's not just art, but it's like the culinary arts, and then it's like all the different painting styles and drawing styles, and then it's the music, which we're gonna get into. Like it's just like that's my vibe.
Yeah.
So
I think mine's still Flower and Garden because I'm a concert person and I just love all the concert series. Even though they're driving me nuts, they haven't announced the whole list yet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to plan my time down there, but there are some pretty cool concerts that they have here. They're just more related to like Broadway shows and the music of Disney, you know, per se. They're all at the same place. They're all in the America Pavilion there. But yeah, you know, they're more Broadway style shows, I would say, the best way to put it for the Festival of the Arts.
Or like, don't they bring Broadway artists? They don't necessarily sing what they're known for on Broadway all the time, but like again, it's a lot of times it's like Disney music. But but whereas like Eat to the Beat, my kid might not enjoy that so much, but he would love the Broadway stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, because he's more familiar. I mean, you hear the music from the movies and shows and things like that. So,
did you guys see online? Because we haven't experienced it yet, but that they finally also made use of the Communicore Hall.
Yes, I did see that.
Like it looks like what that space was intended for. It's just been like an empty cafeteria essentially for however many months it's been open.
To me, it looks like a college student union hall is what it looks like since it's open.
Yeah. But now they're celebrating however many years on Broadway and brought legit props, costumes, like all this stuff. And like again, my cup of tea for that kind of thing. And it looks amazing. It doesn't look like the same hall that we've been.
It gives me hope for what they're going to do with it for Flower Garden and Food and Wine and everything. Yes, hopefully they found their groove with it. Because Communicore Hall was intended to be just what we see in it right now. It was intended to bring to life whatever festival they were in or whatever they were celebrating and use that. Right. And I thought I remember too. Wasn't Communicore Hall supposed to have like a little band shell and some music and stuff?
I think so. I don't know if that's all happening, but
yeah, I think I remember the artist rendering. They were supposed to have some live music out there, and I think there is a courtyard to do that out there. So we'll see what happens maybe as we get into, because this will be the first full year that Communicore Hall is open, right? 2025. It opened last year. Summertime.
Great. And we should explain too where Communicore Hall is for those of you that might be first timers heading into the festival. So when you're walking into oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I'm having a menopause moment. To the countries. When you're going to the countries, World Showcase. Thank you. Words are hard. Anyway, as you're walking in, it's over to the left-hand side. There's a set of bathrooms and things, and there's a little shortcut that goes over towards the Mexican pavilion and whatnot. So Communicore Hall is located right over there as you're walking into World Showcase.
And if you're a nostalgic person, Communicore Hall is exactly where the old Starbucks used to be and the old Disney character meet and greet. That's the building right there of where Communicore Hall is. And then I guess if you're thinking about it, it's right across from Innoventions. Was it east or west? Just right, which is now where Moana is.
Oh yeah.
So it's
so different.
I know it's so different. I actually got so used to, and this is something else if you're watching that you won't see anymore. I actually got so used to the black walls up at Epcot, because what was it, like 6 or 7 years they were up for?
Felt like forever.
And they're gone now. There's no black walls around. I don't think anything other than maybe a bathroom or two that they're fixing up in one of the countries. But the big news here is this is the first year that Epcot will be black wall free and done with any construction. Now they move on to Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom.
Oh, they still have Test Track. That's still going in its refurb, but that's just 4 or 5 months away from reopening.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I don't know that they have black walls up for that. I just think they have it closed off.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's a great point for those of you going to the festival, the holidays, or actually any of these festivals coming up here, probably until midsummer. Test Track is down right now for its third reimagining.
Yeah.
And this one's supposed to bring it more to a a retro feel to the original Worlds of Motion. So I'm kind of looking forward to what they're doing with that.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big fan of Test Track version 1.0. You
Me
know,
too.
the crash test dummies.
Yeah,
Not
that
that-
was the best.
Yeah, not that this last one wasn't great. It was, it was fun, but man, I just really missed the whole crash test dummy video and
Mm-hmm.
the whole
And
thing.
like all the banging and the slamming and stuff and how they were working things and testing. Yeah, it was great.
And I don't know if you guys have noticed with Test Track too, like every rev of it, it's either General Motors or it's Chevrolet. It's like a different entity within the General Motor family. So I'm wondering how this one's going to come back.
Right.
I've been told that the GM lounge will still be open, with this new version for the GM employees and retirees. That's the little area above Test Track itself. So we'll have to see what that. But let's get back to the Festival of the Arts. I know that Festival of the Arts has, in addition to what we already talked about, the entertainment, on the in the America Pavilion there on the stage. And we talked a little bit about the food. Alyssa showed us some amazing food. She's making me hungry now.
Well, you know what? My favorite festival food of all time is the Festival of the Arts. It's the sushi donut.
Yeah.
That thing is so worth the $6 or whatever it costs.
Yeah.
That thing's amazing.
I can just hear all the people Googling it as we're talking and they're watching it.
Yeah. Or we talked last episode about the frushi. You get that at Festival of the Arts too, right?
No, frushi is actually on Flower and Garden. Flower and Garden.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh, because it's the sushi donut and then the frushi flower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff at Festival of the Arts is the deconstructed.
That's right.
Stuff. So one of the pictures was the deconstructed Reuben that you just showed, and the other one was a deconstructed strawberry shortcake, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what that was.
Yep.
So
I saw a new one. A new thing this year was like different Dole Whips with like a candy, just like a row of little cups of different candies that you can like mix in your own flavors and candies together. That's
my gosh.
what I saw.
Kind of like build your own Dole Whip.
Kind of, yeah. But you get like 3 of them and like just mix it all however you want.
Think of how far Dole Whip has come since it was only in one spot or 2 spots at Magic Kingdom. Now you can get it in several places in different flavors.
Thank goodness, because I don't like the pineapple.
Oh my gosh, I love pineapple. We actually just found we were just at Costco the other night and found it in the freezer section there.
What?
So, yeah, Costco's got it in the freezer section.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
But yeah, I saw that one, and then another one that I saw was like a bunch of different. I don't know if it's deconstructed or not, but a bunch of different deviled eggs, which are like one of my favorite foods ever. And again, just like different concoctions put together. And that one, again, you can tell it's Festival of the Arts because it's like literal artwork, like on each one too.
And a lot of times they'll serve their dishes like on a little artist palette plate, little plastic artist palette plate, which is really cute and fun.
And I guess the big palette one this year, there's going to be a palette jumbo chocolate chip cookie and a palette caprese poutine.
Ooh, poutine.
Yes, I love poutine.
On the podcast on a blog that I was reading, they said that the poutine this year is really worth the money. It's a huge portion for like $6. So they're really worth it this year.
I don't know how they can improve it from the Food and Wine poutine. I just love
that one's good too.
That one's amazing.
But you held up your little cards, Jen, that you had. Like,
oh yeah. These are the little wristbands that you get that are gift cards that you load, and you just wear them, and so that when you're at the festival, you don't have to keep getting it in and out of and you just boop, scan it. Yeah. So these are great. I have a couple different ones. I love my festivals.
I had a client ask me the other day, they were going to do that, Jen. They were going to get one of the wristbands because they read it online and they watched a YouTube video, and they're asking me, how much money should we load on it? You can actually order them off the website too with preloaded, even though you can get them at the stores. And I was like, it just depends on, what you plan to do at the festival. I says, if you plan to graze all day, you could easily spend $100 per person if you're grazing.
Easily.
With drinks, especially the alcohol. So I know for me and my wife, we usually, we don't necessarily do the wristbands. We go to Sam's Club or Target and get one of the Disney $500 cards for like $475. And that's just what we live off of at Epcot. It's that card is purposely for grazing, the food booths, and any dinners that we do. You know.
Yeah. So here is my little hint. So this is you buy the card. You don't have to have it filled. Then I did the same thing. I went to Sam's Club on the Black Friday deal and got several $100 worth of gift cards. And then you go to DisneyGiftCard.com
transfer
and you load them right on here. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good tip because I have done that a lot lately because I usually come back with like 4 or 5 cards with like $5 on them left, and you can just combine them all into one card and not have to keep all those cards. So DisneyGiftCard.com apps, and you can actually buy gift cards right off the site too.
Yep. So, but if you have Sam's Club, Costco, or the Target Red Card, you can get a little bit of a price break.
I've never seen them at my Costco. I've never, not at my Costco anyways.
Okay, but then maybe it's just Sam's and Target.
Yeah, Sam's Club, I know for sure. Yeah. It's like Christmas time was a little bit more. I think it was $470 or $475 for a $500 card.
Yep.
People might not think that's a lot, but $25-$30 is $25 or $30.
Right. Any little bit helps at Disney.
Were they it was after Black Friday they had it was $100 for $80, and you had a limit of 4 per person. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's very quickly saved 80.
And I've been told that Target Red really has a lot of deals throughout the year on them as well.
Yes, they do.
But speaking of though, like trying to, how much do you do? Like I find that for me, because I am a lightweight and I can't handle my alcohol in the Florida sun. So for me, I can get 2 drinks and then I can probably get like graze on like 4 different snacks. And so, and then I usually spend between $50 and $60 for that. So usually the drinks are between like $8 to $12, depending on what you get. And then the food I'd average is probably anywhere from like $5 all the way up to maybe $10 for some of the more expensive stuff, but usually like $6 to $7. So that's just me. So I don't have to, I'm the kind of person that it's either I sit down for one big meal and then I'm good for hours and hours, or like I'll have one snack and then I'm good for an hour and then I have another snack and like I'm good for a while. So
and for those of us who like to visit every single booth when you're at the festival because you want to try everything, so you just realistically budget, like a drink is going to cost anywhere from like $8 to $14. So $8 would be for beer or cider, $14 would be for like their cocktail type things. And then their food is going to range anywhere from $5 to like $9, I think $9 or $10, maybe for something really high end. So, I mean, I guess that's a good budget per person. Now, what I do is I like to go with a group so that like, you know, we can kind of try, like there may be 5 or 6 people and each person will get something different. We try, and then, you know, so you don't have to buy like every single thing and you don't fill up that fast. And
and another pro tip too is a lot of these festivals will offer flights, you know, a flight of apple cider beers and stuff, or a flight of different types of beers in Germany. Flights are actually sometimes a better value too if you have a few people. So
a lot of times they do that in Canada. Is when you go down to where they show the movie, there's a huge area down there with apple cider or hard cider and just all kinds of different stuff down there.
Yep. The other pro tip I would tell you when you guys are doing your sampling in all the different countries, as well as, you know, like the Festival of the Arts, they got booths set up in between the countries and along the track, even in Future World up in the front. There's an old retro terminology. I said Future World, right? But
I still call it that too.
Yeah, right.
I do.
But anyways, take a look, because tables are hard to find when you get your food, you know, especially during peak hours and the evening hours. Sometimes they have these black stand-up tables everywhere, right? But as you guys know, they get filled up quickly, and sometimes you're standing there with food. And what has become the unofficial table of Epcot is the trash cans. So I actually have bought a little tablecloth and I keep it in my bag.
I was gonna say they sell the little trash can tablecloth.
And mine's even red and white. It's got like that polka dot pattern, you know. So I put it on top of the trash can, and boom, you got your own table. Just make sure you do it in a way where you're not blocking the receptacle, because people will still come up and want to throw stuff away, and you're like,
Yep.
So
it's so funny when I was in like high school and would go to the festivals and I would eat on there. Like I feel like people would give me weird looks and stuff, and then just continue to do it. But now it's like a thing.
It's a thing,
right?
It's a thing.
It's so funny.
It's almost like a badge of honor. For me, I almost want to use my tablecloth. So I'm almost looking for.
I know.
I'm looking for a semi-clean, nice, and don't get me wrong, all Disney stuff is usually pretty clean, but just be prepared that you may have to find a trash can. So grab a little tablecloth or something. If you don't have a tablecloth.
They're selling the little plates where you can slip the drink in.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
And you put your plate on top so that you can just have one hand and you're not, with everything. So you can walk and eat too.
Yep. I've actually seen on Etsy, there's lots of things on Etsy for the festivals.
Oh, yeah.
But I've actually started to see stuff on Amazon specifically for the festival. So
that's funny.
The festivals are extremely popular. I mean, what is it? Probably 5 or 6 weeks of the year now. Epcot, that's about all they are when there's not a festival going on.
Right.
So
I would say too, my pro tip. So I have like a family going in March. It's Flower and Garden, but this applies to all festivals. And she gave me her tentative itinerary of like what park days on which days and everything. And she had Epcot on a Saturday. And I said, we need to move that. You're going during the festival. All the locals are going to be going there on the weekends. And so it's just going to be so crowded. And she moved it. So she planned for a different day. But like thinking of that too is if you can go during the week to Epcot, I recommend it. And I told her, I was like, if you really want to go to a park on that Saturday, like Animal Kingdom is going to be probably, in my opinion, a better option.
Best.
Yeah. I would say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are my favorite festival days.
Yeah.
Mondays can be semi-quiet, but a lot of families will fly in on Sundays, and Epcot is usually one of the very first parks most people go to. Just to ease their in there. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Another tip here. I'm looking at my list here for any of the festivals, especially with the Festival of the Arts. As you're coming in, make sure you pick up a festival passport. With every single one of the festivals, they have a passport, which will tell you not only some of the kids' games they got going along there, but all the different food choices you're going to have in all the different countries. And there's even the option, if you're really into it, to get stamps, in your passports in the countries. But it's really for those foodies that want to know where all the different foods are going to be, so they can make a list and a game plan to try it. So you guys,
grabbed a book out.
I got one right here. I got a bunch of them, but I just got to find them.
My thing I do too, as long as I'm not going when a festival starts, is Disney Food Blog is always great about going opening day, and they order literally everything and they take pictures, because I'm a very visual person, so I want to know what it looks like. So then I make my list, and then I get the book when I get there, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted.
This one.
I like the books tend to be like in order too, of like how you go around the showcase, so it makes it a little bit easier, like know what's coming next. So they haven't always done it that way, but some of the more recent festivals they've done that. So
here's one for Flower and Garden. I just happen to have right here, the passport. But when you get in there, you can see that they have all the different, foods and
foods and drinks,
in which country, and the drinks, and all these are set up obviously at every booth and the sign, but these are designed to create your list of where you wanted to go. And these are completely free. They're up front. I usually tell everybody to grab 2, because you will probably lose your master one, put one in your back pocket. But these passports are gold. So
they've got little stickers in them too to fill out. Like if you eat, there's a specialty food at certain booths, and if you order that, you get like a stamp or the sticker. And once you fill it in, then you can get like a free dessert or something like that.
Absolutely.
Do you guys know what the prize is this year for like that paid one, where if you do so many?
I just read it.
It's like $10 or something like that?
Yeah, it's $10, and it's another Figment hunting for Figment's paintbrush, I believe, at the different countries. Oh gosh, I just read it. And I can't remember. There was a bowl last year.
Is this
Sorry, I
year?
can't
There
remember.
actually weren't, unless it was merch I'm thinking of. There's a year they were doing little trash cans, like with characters on them. I don't know if that's this year or if that was some other festival that I was thinking of.
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm gonna see if I can. Yeah, I can find that too.
Because the prizes that they have some years are so great. Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the other activities that are around festival. I can't talk. The fart. Sorry.
Fart.
I don't love that it's called farts, by the way. Just because I love it so much. I don't know. Yeah.
But there's a lot of really cool stuff at this particular festival. And one of my favorite things is the mural. And everybody gets to paint. It's totally free. You don't have to pay to do it. You get a little paint palette, and you have to go and stand at your number in front of the mural, and you have a little section that you get to paint. So it's
not just, there's several of them too, right? Like, and they'll do one for however many days until the whole thing's painted, and then they'll do like another one. So like you could go at the beginning of the festival, paint one thing, and at the end most of them are done and you're painting another one.
Something different. Yep. And that's really cool. I love that. I think that's a great activity.
And if you're a big fan too, I mean, if you're a big fan of any of the IPs at Disney, you know, like Star Wars, the Marvels, Marvel, or, you know, just any of the hundreds of characters, there's usually some great artwork at very, very affordable prices from local artists. And there's obviously some that are not so cheap that are pretty amazing, but you can get just about anything and everything if you want to hang on your wall. I know, like my son, when he was working down there, he picked up a couple Star Wars pieces because he loves Darth Vader. You know, he's got him hanging in his room at Michigan State, and his roommate picked up some Marvel stuff that they have just hanging in their apartment. You know, I mean, it's pretty cool to see. I
like too when the actual artists are there. Sometimes like big name artists
they'll sign it. They'll sign their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll definitely sign.
Oops, the prize is a stencil set.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
So I like the cute little. It says it's like a 2-pack stencil set. So, featuring Figment, Mickey, or Minnie, and Spaceship Earth. So there you go. Yeah. Oh, here's the Figment one. That's cute. Oops. Nice. Can you see that?
Oh, yep. Sorry. Yep.
I like the Spaceship Earth one.
Yeah. So
Figment always seems to be the face of the festivals. I mean, we have Remy, you know, during obviously Food and Wine. It makes more sense. But Figment is, I don't think he'll ever not be a face of Epcot.
Still just need them to redo his ride. That is a black wall I would not mind going on.
Yeah, I would, at this point, I would be happy just on fixing the existing one.
True.
You know, right? Yeah.
Just making sure the special effects are all working as designed.
All things working. Yeah. What else is a big thing? Oh, the kids' chalk art. I don't remember them having that in previous festivals, but they're doing that this year.
Yeah, I feel like they do, like they bring so many things to make Festival of the Arts specifically like a family oriented festival, whereas like again, like Wine and Dine I think caters to more of an adult crowd. Flower and Garden and Festival of the Arts I think is really great at including the family.
Bringing in the family, yeah.
So they have like so many, they have the chalk and they have like just so many other like arts and crafts activities, like the Kid Cop things I think transform into Festival of the Arts specific stuff. So like in the different countries they have different art type of things that you can do, and then I know they even bring in new playgrounds like during Festival of the Arts too that the kids can play on that aren't normally there. So I think they do a really good job of that.
And I think the kids' chalk art's going to be on that main strip, that bridge to World Showcase. That's where it's going to. I like with you guys. I don't remember that in previous festivals either. It says families can create chalk art together on the Bridge to World Showcase in 2025.
Okay,
So
cool.
that's
What
new.
do you think? It's like almost like the painting thing. You think maybe it's like drawn out or something already, and they fill it in, or you think it's just regular old chalk art? You just draw whatever.
Gosh, I would think it's regular. I wonder if it's regular old chalk that people are going to be creating throughout the day, and then they wipe it clean for the next day somehow. I don't know how that's going to work, because obviously chalk, and as much as it rains in Florida,
Right.
I don't know that they can actually have it really last past a day or so.
Right.
True, because
Probably
even the chalk artists that come through, I mean, they're working the entire festival, right? Like with new pictures, because it does get washed away.
Yep. I think they come through and just power wash them in the evening and just have clean slates ready for the next day.
I would think so. It says chalk full of characters. Disney character chalk drawings will be throughout World Showcase in 2025 as well. So, and I think that's just standard. Some of the artists are drawing Mickey and all the different characters, on there.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, some of the chalk art and some of the things they do on the ground that I appreciate is the ones that are like 3D and add depth. Kind of looks like you're walking over.
Those are
a black hole. They're crazy, and they're
so cool.
Yeah, and that's usually on that Bridge to World Showcase too. So I'm wondering if they're going to move it because of this family art. We'll see what they do with that.
Do you guys too remember they have those like photo ops as well? Like put yourself into like popular paintings, like Monet paintings, the Mona Lisa, like that kind of stuff. Those are always really, really fun too. Like because it's not, again, I like that it's not just your typical Disney, right? It's incorporating art in a different way, but it's like fun. I don't know. The last time we took, probably last time I guess we've been to Festival of Arts trip was one, so that wasn't really stuff we were focusing on. But now he would be all over that. He would want to take pictures on all of those, and I think it's like a fun immersive way to like teach kids. I don't know.
I remember the Monet one back in France. It's like almost like a 3D box you get into, and it's like you're inserting yourself into the painting. And I remember them having one in America that was kind of George Washington like colonial, standing on the boat as they're crossing the the water, Potomac. And then in Italy they had another one too. So those are all scattered everywhere. I forgot about those. That's a good point.
Those are fun.
It's a great use of your memory maker if you guys have bought a memory maker, because there's usually a Disney PhotoPass photographer in front of every single one of them.
Good point. Because I don't feel like I think of Epcot as much for the ones you do like memory maker type photos, but you're right, there are cast members there.
Yeah.
They're all over the place. And if you guys do have memory maker, those photo spots are somewhat easy to find, but if you don't, just look for the bright green shirts that the PhotoPass photographers are wearing.
I hated those at the beginning, but now
I love them
really
now.
Like them because it's so easy to find them.
Well, and I think they did that because people were complaining they're hard to find sometimes. They would walk right by a photo spot because they were blending in wearing some of the same clothing. Yeah. And now I think with the exception of Main Street, I think they're all wearing those bright green shirts. I think
Main Street?
No, Main Street they mix in. They're wearing like a piece that's suitable that fits in with the Main Street motif.
Makes sense.
I know when they're super busy, like in holidays, you'll see some green shirts there because they've been brought in to help out.
That makes sense.
Main Street is the only one that I've been told is not standard attire, the bright green shirts. So
that makes sense. I mean, keeping the theme, the story cohesive.
Well, I mean, that's the one park that Walt did not want somebody from one land to interfere in the other ones. That's why the Utilidor is there.
True.
That's exactly why and you don't have that in the other three parks, so it's not as necessary. But yeah, the PhotoPass, the memory maker, I think is integral for any vacation, let alone just the festivals.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
What else do they have at the Festival of the Arts that I think is really worth it? And it's not just art as in like painted, arts. They have physical art there as well. Things that people have put together from puzzles, different type of puzzles and stuff.
Oh yeah, blown glass. They have everything.
Good point.
Yeah. So there's lots of things besides just the, when you think of art festival, I think a lot of people are just thinking just paintings and drawings. There's all kinds of it.
I remember seeing one stand that had like wooden sculptures and stuff too.
Yep.
Or like clay bowls that they painted and made and painted and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you guys have been,
really cool stuff.
Yep. And if you guys have been to other festivals, they're laid out pretty much the same. You know, they're using a lot of the same food booths. They just change the names of them for, you know, the festivals. So it's very similar. But it's becoming one of the the most popular festivals because of, I can remember when it first started, it was just a couple weeks. And now it's what, 4 or 6 weeks, and it keeps expanding and what they're doing with it. So,
and
I do wish it was a little longer.
Yeah, for sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, because this was several years ago. But if you buy a large piece of art, they will package it and ship it for you. Do they still do that?
Yep, I believe they do. I know that the shipping rules have changed a lot, you know, after COVID, but I think with the art festival, they're a little bit more capable of doing that just because they don't want you traveling with it, to be honest with you. They know how to pack that stuff, and some of the pieces that people buy, you know, they're a few $1,000s.
Pricey, yeah.
You know, they're pricey, and you know, not to say that's what everything is. There are $25 drawings there that you can frame yourself when you get home. You know, but for the most part, some of that stuff it will retain value. It's a collector's piece. There's some really nice things,
Yeah. And we should add too that the attending the festival, just for people who don't know, doesn't cost you anything extra. It's included in your admission ticket to Epcot. So whether you're going to Epcot during a festival day or not, like, it's the same price.
That's a great point. You know, whether it's the festival of the holidays, the arts, food and wine, flower and garden, they're all included. They're all included in your. The only thing that's not included is all the food you buy and all the different things. You know, but yeah,
the festival. You gift card ahead of time.
And you know, and I get this question from a lot of my families who are going to one of the festivals, mainly the food and wine or flower and garden. All the musical acts that are on stage, they expect that to be extra, and it's not. That's one of the cool things about these concerts. You know, whether it's Festival of the Arts with the Broadway stuff, or flower and garden, or you know, food and wine, or even the Christmas concert, that's all included, and you get to hear some major artists. You know,
yeah.
And I think too, for Festival of the Arts, for the Broadway ones, you really don't need. I don't even know if they offer those. You don't need a dining package really for reserved seating for that. The only one I feel like that ever requires that, like, I think the last couple years, Michael B. Jordan, from, is that his name? Came and did some things
for Festival of the Arts.
Didn't he? Maybe it wasn't him. Who am I thinking of? Some big name, right? That came and did some performance or whatever.
Yeah.
But he, like, again, seeing like the lineup ahead of time.
Yeah, what Alyssa's talking about, the food, the dinner packages. You can get a dining package for any of the major restaurants in Epcot, and it includes priority seating, usually off to the left side stage for any of the shows. And it's really for Festival of the Arts. Any of the festivals have that. It's not necessary. Personally, I think it's expensive. It can be expensive for some of that, you know. I guess in that instance, you are paying for the show to a certain degree to have priority seating. But I know for me, even when I've gotten there late, you can almost always get in the America's Pavilion for any show. You might be stuck in the back, you know, but there's not a bad
it's still great seat. Yeah,
there's not a bad seat anywhere in there. You know, I'm looking up right now, Alyssa, to see what artists are featured this year for Festival of the Arts. See if I can find it.
I remember there was one year the guy that is the voice of Miguel and Coco was there, but no one knew it was him. Like, he just kind of showed up. So yeah, I remember seeing that. He didn't. I feel like if more people knew it was him, he probably would have had a bigger crowd.
Let's see who the concerts are this year. Let's see. They got Patty Murin from Frozen, John Riddle from Frozen, Casey Levy from Frozen, and Jelani Remy from Lion King. These are all, I think, from the Broadway shows.
I will say the Frozen on Broadway was excellent. So if those singers are there, then that's pretty cool.
Adam Jacobs from the Aladdin Broadway, Josh Strickland from Tarzan, Ashley Brown from Mary Poppins on Broadway, Alton Fitzgerald from Lion King on Broadway, Michael James Scott from Aladdin. I think I saw him on a cruise ship, to be honest with you.
That's who I was saying. I said Michael B. Jordan.
Yep.
Michael James
Michael
Scott.
James Scott. Yeah, he's pretty incredible. Kissy Simons from Lion King on Broadway in New York. Rodney Ingram, Cara Lindsay, and then these start to repeat a little bit. But these are all Broadway actors, actresses on stage who are bringing these shows to life.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And I have seen a few of them on Broadway. I saw The Lion King in New York. I saw Frozen in New York. Frozen was amazing in New York.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely amazing. The Lion King, I think I've liked some of the other shows a little bit better. They use the sticks and everything. It was kind of bizarre to me. But I know Broadway is like interpretation, right? Different ways to see things. So, but those are the acts for this year for Festival of the Arts on the main stage in America.
Nice.
So,
Great.
I think that about does it for everything that I can think to hit on for the Festival of the Arts.
When are you heading down, Jeff? Do you know?
Yeah, so I'll be heading down March 13th is when we're taking off from home.
Got it. So after the festival.
We're heading to Alani the first week of March.
Oh, that's right.
To take my wife's parents with us.
Nice.
It's the only state he hasn't been to, so he's always wanted to see Pearl Harbor. So we're going to go back to Alani this year with some of our DVC points, and then she's going to come home, work for a few days, and we head down there. And it's crazy. I was just looking at it. This is the first year I'll be back to Michigan for Easter because it's so late this year. Easter's like the end of April, and it was the end of March last year.
Yeah.
Why does that holiday do that? Why does it jump?
I don't know.
So
what about Jen? When's your next trip?
I don't know, and that's pathetic. So I've been talking with a couple other agents, and the three of us, we think we just want to go for a content weekend at some point and do some of the monorail hopping and Skyliner hopping and go, just get some great footage of the amazing resorts and the lobbies and the awesome offerings that just the resorts have themselves. So
outside of the parks, awesome.
Yeah. So
when are you going, Melissa? When are you going, Alyssa?
So I'm actually going to Disneyland end of March.
Yay! That's
so
right.
Excited. Yeah. For an agent program, so that'll be exciting. And then May 2nd is when we're back at Disney World, and this will be Claire's first trip, May 2nd.
Yay!
Which is actually exactly 100 days from today. So,
funny.
Just in case anyone was counting down. So
I've got a buddy who wants me to come back down early May because there's a concert he wants me to go see with them. So I may end up coming back for that. I don't know. Maybe we could meet for dinner or something, Alyssa.
May 2nd is our resort day. So come on over.
There you go.
Come on over, Jeff. Cool. You can meet the kids.
I look forward to that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that does wrap it up.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the festivals are amazing. Everybody, if you guys are thinking about going, you got your choice. If you're into flower and garden, that's my favorite one. You were talking about earlier, Alyssa. Your favorite one is that flower and garden is a festival. I love flower and garden. I think it'll always be my favorite. I think I just associate it with like post-winter blues and getting out of that. Everything is just alive. They got those topiaries up.
They're gorgeous.
It's like the first time I really get to feel warm air after a winter, so I just I've always had a nostalgic feel for flower and garden. So sometimes I'll tell people my favorite one is, food and wine, but it's really flower and garden. That's what I'm really saying. So,
so maybe that one, once you're there, you experience whatever new things they have this year. We'll do our flower and garden episode.
Yeah.
There you go.
For sure. Maybe we even do one when I'm in the park.
That would be fun.
That'd be kind of fun. So flower and garden is my favorite, but they got food and wine. You got the festival of the holidays, which I think is one of the most beautiful ones.
I haven't been in so many years. My hope is to go this year.
Oh my gosh, I still get chills when we sit for the candlelight processional. I still get chills.
It's amazing,
and they got some pretty incredible people who do the show too.
And I
wish
tell you what, oh, sorry, didn't
No,
mean
no,
to
go ahead.
interrupt, but my son Josh, who lives down there, used to be an Imagineer. He's been several times to every single festival, but he said, we always used to love food and wine, but he said, I tell you what, the Festival of the Holidays food choices blow everything out of the water.
Yeah,
They
really.
are the best. They really knock it out of the park
Well, there's so many offerings,
that.
not just from the celebration of how these countries celebrate Christmas, but there's so many cool foods that come out during the Festival of the Holidays from these countries that we don't have in the States, and I agree. It's some pretty incredible food there.
Yeah.
So, but what's your favorite festival, Jen?
Yeah, we haven't asked you. We've been talking.
Right.
That's all right. I love food and wine. I get the flower and garden, and I agree 100% when you see that color and just that vibrancy after it's just been so dead and brown and bleh here in Michigan. It's so beautiful, but I'm a foodie, and so food and wine for me is just, I love it.
Oh, my favorite food comes from Food and Wine for sure. I love the cheddar soup in Canada. Like, I want to bring like an empty milk carton and just fill it up.
Right.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And then I think it's Flower and Garden. They have that Fruit Loop shake too, which I love. And I'm not sure which festival it is. I get them blurred at this point.
Which festival did I guess it was Flower and Garden did the pickle shake? It was
Flower and Garden.
Flower and Garden, right?
No, that was Food and Wine. That was Food and Wine because my son was working there when we got it.
Okay.
And it was toward the end of his tour, and that was right when Food and Wine started, the pickle shake. It's funny, but Alyssa's got their tongue
I liked
out
it.
It's gross.
I liked it.
Alyssa, I fully expect. Did you try it, Alyssa?
I don't like pickles.
So I fully expected to say this is gross, but then I tried it. It's like it tastes like a fruity shake with a tinge of a pickle taste.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
I liked it too. I
think you are the only two people on this planet that I've ever heard that liked it.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it.
I liked it so much that I saved my container of it.
Gross.
Yeah,
I have mine too. It's buried somewhere, but I do have mine too. And I have the little oh gosh, the Andy Warhol-y cup of from Festival of the Arts that they would put the tomato soup in, and they had deconstructed grilled cheese that you would dip in there. I have that because I love it.
Nice.
So
That's okay. That one's all right.
Yeah, right.
Pickles in a milkshake. Who comes up with these things?
Now, I haven't heard, here's a big thing that people look for. I haven't heard about a new popcorn bucket for the festivals yet.
Oh, true.
So I'm sure there'll be some.
You know what? I think they did say another Figment. I heard that. Another Figment bucket.
I think I saw there was a Figment bucket with the diamond looking building, but that's not new for Festival of the Arts though, is it?
I don't know.
I thought I heard or read another new Figment bucket, but who knows?
Don't get me wrong. I'm a collector of everything Disney. I have things, that are pretty crazy. But I just never got into the popcorn buckets. I don't know.
I have my Pumbaa one, but that's my only one.
I'll show you mine. I have mine right here.
I have a bunch of the same ones because I forget to take mine with me sometimes.
You would have that one, Jen.
That one is cool.
It's my favorite. I want the Imperial Walker. I saw that one, and I don't have that one. I would love that one, but I do have this one.
All right, that one is cool. But that's like eating the popcorn flat, like on a plate, right?
Right.
Yeah. It opens. How does it open? It opens right here. I don't even know.
Pumbaa's.
Anyway, there's a flap. It's right here. It opens right here. Yeah.
I think my favorite one. I have a Skyliner one. I think that's the only one I have that's not round.
Oh, here. That one was super cute.
The Skyliner?
There we go.
Oh, look at that. So you got to reach your hand inside the belly of it to get the popcorn that fell in?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
I always just get this and then get the box of popcorn because, it's too hard to mess with that.
Smart.
I really can't think before we close out. I really can't think of any news that really happened between the last one and now. Really no major news. No, really nothing per se.
Yeah.
Disney's been quiet to start the year off.
For now.
For now, yeah.
They're gonna
I mean,
hit
there's
us
some
with
good
something.
specials. Good
Mhm.
specials happening. So
Yeah, I
make
guess
sure
I did.
get your
I guess
free
I did
coat.
see one of the hotels over at Universal opened. Well, I can't remember what it was called.
Stella Nova.
Bellanova.
Bellanova.
Yeah.
Looks
Yep.
So I did-
great.
Yep, that looks pretty. It looks pretty damn cool.
Mhm.
Very cool. Is that one over by the new park?
By Epic, yeah.
Yeah, over by Epic Universe.
Yep.
So
Yeah, right outside.
I know that is what we need to plan a trip for that. That's what we need to do together, because again, it's not going to be something I really probably take the kids to, because it's going to be a lot more thrill rides.
yeah, I'm up for it.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know that I want to be there in May when it officially opens.
Yeah, no.
Like maybe we could schedule it around Food and Wine Festival. Have a day over there and a day over at
There
Epcot,
you go. There you
I
go.
think the newness will wear down a little bit.
Well, I think when is Food and Wine? September through November?
No, Food and Wine
start in
July.
August.
July.
Oh, July. It starts in July now.
It starts in late July. At least it did last year. Late
Wowza.
July, like July 27th, 28th. And then it goes all the way through November 10th-ish or so.
Mhm.
Let's see what the dates were last year. Food and Wine dates.
I'm hoping we can take Claire for her first birthday, which is August 31st. So maybe to Disney. So maybe we'll do that, and then I'll send Chris back with the kids.
Well,
And
in
then
2023, July 28th, but then in 2024 they moved it to August 16th. So I think they realized it was a little bit too early in 23.
Yeah.
And obviously we don't have dates yet for this year.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that they usually don't do that till like end of summer or midsummer. They'll start announcing that stuff.
All right. So, and hopefully too, Universal is going to announce single day Epic Universe tickets as well. Like that's what I have so many clients waiting for that right now.
I know. I do too.
Because you can only do packages right now. So
I guess I did see a little bit of Disney news. Speaking of that, then Disneyland was offering a cheap child's ticket for like $50. I saw. I saw that.
Their prices have gone up a lot on their tickets lately. So $50 is definitely a steal.
That's definitely a steal. And I think it was all the way through the spring into early summer or something like that. So Disneyland, not Disney World, but Disneyland was offering kids tickets at a reasonable price. So when do you go to Disneyland?
I leave March 25th.
All right.
I'll be there 4 nights. So
hopefully all the fires and everything are, well done and controlled. From what I understand, it's pretty contained now. But man, I can't imagine.
Yeah. I'll have I can't share it yet, but I have something maybe very exciting happening at Disneyland that we can do probably a whole podcast episode on.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, fun.
I'll share it off air.
Okay.
Well, let's end it so you can tell us.
Yeah, very good.
All right. Go ahead.
Thank you guys for joining.
Yes, from Jen and Alyssa, I'm Jeff, and we look forward to when are we meeting again? A couple weeks from now.
Weeks.
So February, early February, we'll be back with another live show.
All right.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.